Hey Techno Studs! In this video, we're going to take a look at subnetting Class C addresses. We're going to take a look at the advantages of subnetting Class C addresses and what that looks like. A Class C network would have a default mask of 255.255.255.0. So what we can do is we can start by filling in the graph below. If we don't borrow any bits, our mask would be 255.255.255.0. The networks, the number of networks that we can have is just one. It's just whatever is specified by those network bits. The number of hosts we have available to us is this last octet. So that's 2 to the 8th power, which we know is 256. And we do have to subtract 2 from that because we have the network address and the broadcast address. So actual usable is 254 and total host addresses is 256. All right. So now let's say we want to create a custom subnet mask with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to just borrow 1 bit. So I'm looking at this next row in this table. I'm going to borrow 1 bit. The CIDR notation for that is a /25. The subnet mask for that would be 255.255.255, which is the default mask there. And the last octet, we could figure out if we had a 1 here, and I've got this little cheat sheet over here on the side, and if we just borrow 1 bit, that would be in the 128th position there, so it would be .128. What this would give us is 1 bit could be a 0 or a 1. So that's 2 different networks that we've just created. So number of networks, we've got 2 networks that we've created there. Number of hosts, we have 7 bits left for hosts. So 2 to the 7th power, and that's going to be 128. So number of hosts is 128. Usable, we got to subtract 2 out of there. So let's do 126 is the answer there. All right, go on to the next one. We're actually going to borrow 2 bits here. So I'm going to remove that. We'll draw the line right here. If I'm borrowing 2 bits, we've got 255.255.255. And then this is 192 for 2 bits, so 192. The number of networks we have here is 2 to the 2 power, that's 4. So we've got 4 networks there. Number of hosts, we got 2 to the 6th power, so that is 64 hosts there. Number usable would be 62. All right, so you see where I'm going with this, and what you can do is you can fill out the rest of this chart. Go ahead and take a look at this. You can pause the video, fill it all out, and then we'll hit play and come together and see what the answers are. Here are the addresses, but before you hit pause and check to see how well you did, I do want to point out here, I did put not applicable for this borrowing 7 bits on a Class C. It doesn't really make sense. And the reason why it doesn't make sense is because you wouldn't have any usable hosts available to you. You won't really see this. I don't know that I've ever seen a /31 out there. I have, however, seen a /32, and that just means the address itself. So if you have just a single address or it's specifying just a single address, I have seen a /32 before. Usually I haven't seen it as a network. It's not a network address. It's a single host address. And so I occasionally you will see that. But the rest of these, definitely I've seen quite a few out there using all the rest of these. So what you can do now is you can pause your video and take a look at and check it against your answers, make sure you got everything correctly. Hopefully you did well with this. This is one of those things that now you can use the table that you created for future assignments. We're actually going to reference this table a lot. It's going to come up a lot. So when we do our subnetting exercises, this is a great table to use as a little cheat sheet in those exercises.